Initialize booting. These are your targets. You must find, capture and contain them until extraction vehicle arrives. Witnesses are irrelevant. Leave them unharmed if you can. End of a transmission. System online.
And welcome to nothing else than 925. It's the last day of the Swiss stage, and this will leave us with some banger matches. Thankfully, I got a banger caster on my side as well. That is going to be the wonderful Over, where we are now going to take a look at Fate versus Illuminar. Both teams most definitely, especially Fate for me, one of those teams that once more proves that Bulgaria has so much talent and so much opportunities that this might become a top 30 team anytime soon. Remember how it was with Flashpoint Qualifier, I think it was, where they also nearly qualified, but they had visa issues. So that's going to be one interesting fact, is it?
Oh, absolutely will be. I mean, they've already displayed some great games, some great quality within their past few matches. We even had the chance, I actually had the chance to see them against Csgo Boris. You weren't there. Oh, damn, I mixed it up. I apologize. It was on Monday that I saw them against them, and they were able to make the comeback after losing the second map. Fate playing pretty damn well. We can see the lineup right in front of us. Illuminar, of course, going to be a team that they should not be taking without certain regard, or without the fact that this is still a Polish squad that knows what they're doing. We've seen them throughout the week. They've played pretty damn good CS, and it's not going to be an easy game for Fate. That is true, but as you've said, their past performances and their overall quality seems to be definitely on the rise, and a chance perhaps to make it into that upper bracket of the world CS in general is definitely there for them. Well,
that's a very good point you're touching, because right now we're heading directly into the veto, where we're seeing Mirage being the first pick by Illuminar, where they yesterday had a quite decent display against the side of Wizard. Yet again, Illuminar, technically speaking, a worse team off than Fate in that regard. Train is going to be the Fate one. We also saw yesterday Illuminar struggle towards the end a little bit, and finally it would be Overpass that would become the decider. I would be very surprised that this is going to be a 2-0 for any side. Very honestly, Illuminar yesterday, especially Innocent, has shown what individually they are capable of. But of course, you have on Fate names which, if you're somewhat familiar with the Tier 2 scene, you have heard a long time. Especially the names of Nikki and Blocker really come to mind there.
Oh, that's just the two, right? That's just the two beautiful boys that know how to play this. Then you have obviously Mar, who's already proven himself as a player. I think Patrick is the wild horse that nobody can really account for. He's always present, even when he's quiet during the game. Then he pulls off some crazy hat tricks. Then he pulls off some crazy maneuvers where he saves the round or two. And then you have Harn, player that effectively, fantasy, at least in fantasy on HLTV, he's one of the highest players on the team itself in terms of how much money you have to invest in him. So if you look at it from that perspective already, even HLTV recognizing his quality. So point in hand being that Fate are definitely a strong team. A team that will be able to go up against Illuminar's quality and experience. We've seen Illuminar yesterday, as I said, against Wizards. Snacks showing up with some amazing clutches. A 1-on-4, I believe, he pulled off with an AWP. If you recall that op shot that he pulls into the connector through smoke on train, and just generally Illuminar playing very well as a team. But again, this match, I have to agree, I'm not seeing a 2-0 for anybody. I mean, the possibility of 2-0 is always there, yes, but in this instance, chances are it's going the full distance, and I'm actually going to be happy if it does, because it will be more great CS for us, right?
Absolutely, it's going to be very great CS, and we're directly seeing who's stepping who, what, when, and why as we are heading into the wonderful game in just a second. Thank you, by the way, Wolf. Very good update to make OBS use only window capture for now for Counter-Strike. Really good move. I mean, you can do untrusted by now, right? But still.
Yeah, but then still, yeah. You have to restart the game, etc. It's a little bit iffy. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, though. That really sounds like something you would need to clear before you ship the update out or something. It's just a bit disappointed, I guess, but you know how it is. That's small.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, Valorant does an animated dragon skin, so well.
Hey, it's a good skin.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty damn decent.
It's just a little joke about crack-a-lacking on that one.
Yeah.
But still,
we got the Galil skin that has like a mouth that opens up when you shoot. The rattle, the one. The Galil skin, right? The yellow color that basically.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's like it appears as if the mouth is opening every time you shoot with the Galil, because there's a part of it, mechanical part, that moves when the bullets fly out. So it's kind of nice, good idea. Unfortunately, that's the only one we have.
That's true.
But okay, let's leave that at that. It's going to be Illuminar versus Fate. It is the pistol round, and it is going to be, of course, Illuminar on the T side.
Well, I genuinely have to say that I unfortunately don't see anything. I'll be brutally honest with you. But it's no big deal. You're going to guide us through. You're going to guide us through here.
Copy that. Pistol is, we do have a straight A rush, whilst Fate is leaving themselves wide open. They're going to go for a retake behind all of this, but jungle control is going to be contested for, as we do have Blocker in window, and it is going to be Nikki in murder hole right now. Innocent, he's waiting for a chance there, and he's going to be able to do nothing as Reeds replies easy as that. Patrick the second, and we still have a little bit of control in the hands of Fate as Nikki again delivers the deadly blow. Jungle is lost. Now Veggie and Sandwich. He's in a 1-on-3. His position compromised, but a double. Oh my god, Veggie! Oh, I wish you would have seen this, because that was magnificent. Boy, oh boy, 1-0 Illuminar, take it home, and Fate. Yeah, that's going to be a bit iffy, the way they left Mirage A side open, and I believe we need to get you a new clean feed link, Zest. I hope that our production will
surely they will.
That. Yeah.
I got the time, don't worry. I wish I could provide you with anything, but I can't really provide you with anything at the moment.
I understand how it is. Well, I guess we can say that Illuminar yesterday did not disappoint, right? They played a great game of CS and against Wizards, who were a little bit random at times. the first map, Mirage went quite splendidly. Illuminar took it 64. I mean, 14-1 on the half. I think splendidly might even be an understatement.
Yeah.
In any case, let's see. Apparently, no return frags. Still having a little bit of a hustle. It's a force buy by Fate, of course. I mean, we expected this, right? Force buy is always there. Slow round though, by the way. 50 seconds in. I can radio cast.
I wish I could provide you with anything.
I know.
I mean, you can throw it to me. You can throw it to me with like player information or something, so I can dive onto HLTV statistics.
Hey, we could do that as well. Yeah, I guess you can check. We can check perhaps the statistics for Snacks, because I want to know how he's running with KD and clutch scenarios.
Let's do that. I got you covered, brother. Brother. We're gonna take a look at the entire context of 2020. His clutches, especially in 1v1 situations, have been exactly 50-50. So he wins that or loses that. HLTV does not track losses on 1v2s and 1v3s, but overall he had only a few of those. Nothing very big. So yeah, he individually has in this year just brought up a 1.06 ratio with, funny-wise, only 30% headshot rate.
Oh damn. That's actually...
That's because of the AWP, but I mean...
Yeah, it's like only 30% is really a little bit low, considering he is a rifler consistently. So it comes as a bit of a surprise, but fair enough. I mean, one-on-one clutches, 50%, that's pretty good, although could be better, if we can always say.
Well, I have to correct you at that point that he's actually mainly opting from the statistics. His statistics on weapons show us that he has 600 and something op kills in this year.
Oh, well, that's my bad then.
That happens somewhere, don't worry.
Okay, fair enough. Well, he did clutch with the op yesterday, so I guess I should have known better. That's on me. By the way, Fate did take the round on a force buy. They turned it back, and they are now 2-1 up against Illuminar, as the failed force of Illuminar in the third kind of brings them down a notch, forcing them onto a full eco. And hopefully, production will get you settled in a moment. Hopefully.
I think I got it. Over.
Hey,
it might be my time. It might be my time by now.
Hey, time to shine.
And yes, there we go. We got it. Win. So
awesome stuff. We are back up. Bit of a tech pause, seems like, by Illuminar this time around.
Right. Who was it? No, it was Morals yesterday who had a lot of problems.
Oh yeah, a few technical breaks we had from the Wizard side. Even restarted his game, I believe, if I recall correctly. Was that on the side of Illuminar? Well, either way, we had quite a few. It is only normal to see this kind of stuff come from online CS. You always have
absolutely. Well, either way, 2-1 it is, and that 2-1 is finally the time where I can chime in for you, dear wonderful Over.
Well, you came at the right time, man. You came at the right time. Blocker pulling off a few nice swings. The eco, though, not going to be too effective. Fair enough. There's a plant will happen. Okay, this is a little bit different. Jinx is real right now. I said the eco won't be too effective. 2 kills in a plant. I mean, that's as good as it can get, almost.
True. If you want some free money, there you go. There you achieve it. There you got it. And I mean, Mirage being a case where yesterday saw a pure stomp from Illuminar, which was a pretty big disaster for the Wizard side, who absolutely didn't stand a single chance in that fight. As in the meantime, Fate have also won against the lads of part of Wizards on that, but their recent performances have been not too great. 5-16 against Nemiga, 4-16 both against Sprout and alternate attacks. A sinister storyline for those guys.
Definitely a sinister storyline. Alternate attacks, you know, they are in the bracket 2-2 right now. Today we'll be seeing them against Csho. It will be the elimination, as you said, final day of the Swiss stage. We'll see the final two teams progress forward to the playoffs. And one of them might be alternate attacks, one of them might be Csho, and here, one of them might be Illuminar or Fate. So far, Fate definitely starting off better, though. I mean, they lose the pistol, but they seemingly have no qualms about such a problem.
But for the moment, Illuminar got to make it work with 4 players as they mainly focus on Connector. Taking a look at that, it's going to be a bit of a problem. It's going to be a bit iffy as the op strikes. Horn gets the one into Mouse, but they should know where the final rifle is, as though it has a clear vision fully on that C4. It might make it all a bit more problematic for the terrorists. And as I say that, poor man is in an uncomfortable spot to trying to dodge as much as possible. He's standing in the flames. He knows about the jungle player, but how is his awareness about the one who's waiting there on a main? As slowly and steady, Veggie might lose his head. He does so smartly played by Patrick, and that is a wonderful 4K he gets to keep Fate in that round. Insane job by him. My goodness, that was enjoyable.
Really was. My heart skipped a beat almost for a second as Patrick pulls out some crazy pre-fire first, gets himself situated under Palace, and then realizes that his position is severely compromised. Unfortunately for Veggie, slow walking out of pit towards Tetris was his ultimate undoing, and then a one-on-one that Patrick clears out seemingly, well, without effort. And look at this, back to pistols and Kevlar. Illuminar, they don't even know what's going to hit them right now. Blocker pushing top middle, that's a lot of info. And from that point forward, Fate should be able to secure this round without too many further losses, right? Surely they have all the info they need.
They should hypothetically, but well, it seems like we have a reverse game of yesterday when we talk about how it was with Illuminar and how they themselves actually got into absolute full control mode. No room to breathe for their opponent. As I say that, Innocent is the last man standing. If there's one guy for clutches we had in the past you really want to have, it is Innocent. A man who consistently, purely on an individual level, performs. Finds frags where you never would expect him, he does so. Now he has a bit of a challenge up ahead of himself, as though with 7 HP he tries to dodge and gets taken out by Nikki. So that's the 5th for Fate, as it couldn't be pretty much better for them right now.
Absolutely, as you said, Innocent, you know, he's a great player to have, and certainly when you give him a chance, when you give him some opportunities and a little bit of room to work with, he can work his magic, but even he is not Snacks, and even Snacks cannot pull off an Innocent, and it's going to be a full buy here. Illuminar, of course, Snacks on the up as expected. For some reason my brain said nope, he's still a rifler from back in the old days.
That's all right.
I just can't forego the fact that he used to be a rifler, now he's an upper.
You thought about the golden days of Polish CS.
Exactly, I had VP in mind.
And Papa was still there.
Oh, the good old memories.
Now he goes cycling, but that's fine as well.
Hey man, whatever fits the bill, right? If he likes it, I respect it. I love it for him. I'm happy that he's happy. Yeah. Papa is amazing, man. A genuine human being, a good human being that you can be certain he is, at least from the presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. Genuine guy, and well, talking about genuine, this is a genuine headshot coming up from Innocent. Same goes for Reeds, as Blocker now has to wait. What's coming here for Connector? And it's big time danger coming for Connector. Harn most likely won't stand a chance, as as Veggie and Breeds are both low HP. He's still capable of doing something off of that, but it should not be happening, as I say that. A nice flashbang, as he has the awareness about the main player, for sure, but that's a headshot that works. And here I have a geographical question for you, my dear.
Oh.
Is Bulgaria counted as a Balkan state? I would expect you to know.
Yes, I think it is, but not really. Like, it's...
What is that supposed to mean?
Like, it is counted as a Balkan state, but I'm not 100... I think it is. I think it should be, since it falls under the same, like Albania, like Macedonia.
Okay.
I think it pretty much is part of the Balkans as
because
well, basically.
the reason why I asked is because Hard with his Adidas sweater goes full Balkan with that. I really love it. It's an Adidas sweater he wears. It seems like it's not going to be 3 stripes he's wearing for any longer right now, as Innocent takes him out, and same goes for Mars. Suddenly, problems on the A site become fairly hot, as it all collapses for the moment. Illuminar got the right kind of setup to it, and so Nicky and Walker might need to consider to go for that save. And as they run away as far as humanly possible, they most definitely do themselves the favor in this.
They do. Nicky and Blocker. They've got a pretty hard job ahead of them, and, well, I doubt they're going to be attempting this retake. There is not much time left, no kit. They're just going to save through Palace. And speaking of, just to touch on the subject a little bit more on the geography, yes, I'm 100% certain they are part of the Balkans. The one thing that kind of confirms it is the fact, well, they're wearing Adidas.
That's so hilarious.
I love it. I love it. At least we have a picture of him, and he's blinging it out, man. That's the respect to him. I like it. I have a lot of Adidas stuff as well, so...
You do?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Hey, it's great casual wear, it's very comfortable, and it's stylish. It's like, it looks good. You know, when you put it on, it's like, yeah, it's not bad. Although I am not a big fan of huge logos, right? Like, it's all logoed up on your shirts or whatever. Pants, pullovers, whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of huge logos. Like, when it says...
Me neither. Actually, when I think about it, I just thought, what does he mean? No, I'm not either. I think huge, you mean like on the entire print?
Oh yeah, right? Like that there's entire crest.
I don't have that.
Large part. Yeah.
I don't have that. As far as I remember, at least.
I mean, maybe I have one that has a bit of a bigger one on the shoulder, like a crest, but everything else is just like maybe a small patch on the foreground or something. The stripes are big as it is.
Yeah, the stripes are, man, I mean, I hope he gets a sponsorship contract for that. As Blocker is taken out by Mouse, it's getting a little problematic again for Fate. They seemingly lost control of whether they've been in a driver's seat for a good bunch of time. And now, I'm realizing that unfortunately, this could be a very unfortunate outcome for Fate in the long run. I mean, the situation they have is that they economically surely get a lot of buffer from the losing bonus, but other than that, it's uncomfortable.
You know how it goes, man. They have the loss bonus, but they lose that gun round, they're back to square one. They have to go back onto pistols and Kevlar, and right now,
absolutely,
that is a perfect frag. Nicky, if he had at least gotten one or something to grasp on, Fate would have been most likely attempting this retake. Mars still through the smoke on the angle. The low HP Mouse falls like it's nothing, and I mean, Fate still cannot have an entry onto site though. They have no position to work from. This should be an easy fourth for Illuminar. Well, easy might be a bit of an exaggeration. It's a painful fourth round, if we can say so.
How painful it is. And you hate to see it. You pretty much hate to see it right there. As they both fight back and forth on this map pick by Illuminar, where they most likely felt very comfortable yesterday when they got this gifted, basically. Now it's a bit problematic. Now it gets a little uncomfortable for the lads.
Yeah,
Are you a Mirage fan, actually? Just asking that one.
Well, I don't hate the map as many people do, as many other players do. I don't mind playing it, but if I have a choice to not play it instead of, let's say, instead of that playing Inferno or something else, Nuke, Train, whatever, then I would rather play any other map.
Same.
But Mirage, like, I don't mind playing it. Really, like, for me, the map itself is, well, it's fine. There's nothing really, I mean, there is many things wrong with it, but still, it's like any other map, right? You just have to kind of take it in. Speaking of taking it in, and taking it out, Fate. Let's see how they set up this defense. They lose the entry. Patrick, only good for one.
And as you see, Illuminar, they're the ones who right now try to hold this down as much as possible. The long way around. Innocent goes for the flank on this.
Oh, this could
be time-wise enough. That could be time-wise more than enough.
Yeah, it was a moment here that could have happened, but unfortunately Illuminar, they have the better spot already through short. Innocent, he's got an angle. Although spotted, Mar, his game senses, his spidey senses tickling in, and it is going to be Reeds in, of course, Tetris, the last man surviving. Mar runs out of time, as you said, and that shall be the round to Illuminar. Not only do they get all 5 frags, they get the round, and they get the tie. And we spoke about how the loss bonus does come into play, but unfortunately, well, not actually unfortunately, there is a little bit of money on a few players, though Nicky and Patrick will have to sacrifice, well, their firepower for their utility and the like. And we can see Nicky's going to stick to a CZ, Patrick with an MP9. It's not good, like, it's not perfect, but it'll have to do, as the rest have invested into a full by itself. Now, hard. I love the blink. I really can't get my eyes off that blink. I gotta admit. Patrick. Excuse me, Harn. Patrick is lost. Harn supports the second frag. Fair enough. Through stairs. Makes it look easy. And you can see in the moment, in the heat of the moment, Illuminar are not certain what to do exactly. Seem to be lost in space a little bit. Now, they will be hitting A. Out hit, Innocent goes alone. Bill Mouse has had something to say. Time is still plenty enough, but Snacks, man, Snacks, 3 shots. Sure, the third was a dead given miss, but the first and the second, if he had taken a moment longer, perhaps more could have been done. Unfortunately, the flank's been already set, as Mar takes him out, and leaving it down to Miles, the brother of Snacks, almost. Well, they do look alike. If Vincent would be able to be here with me for a moment. He's having a few tech issues, so forgive him for that. I mean, we all forgive him. We love you, Vincent. If you hear us still, we love you a lot. God loves you. Everybody loves you. Don't worry about it. As the players can have issues, so can we, guys. You know, I had to restart my PC as well, and my internet crashing and such. It's only normal. It's only human. 6-5. Fate. They will take the lead. They will pay a high price for it, but they will take it. As Illuminar will reinvest, we've got quite a few AKs, we've got a little bit of utility here and there, but for the most part, they seem to be keenly aggressing towards mid itself, though failing to take under control. Finally, a reply comes through as Nicky will be holding the back lines. Mouse the double, still putting in the effort. As Mar comes in hard. Blocker and Nicky were paying the price there. Mar is going to be the one to try and hold the apartments, and a little bit eager to close it out himself. A huge price to pay, because now B site could have been lost already. Luckily, for Fate, Illuminar haven't really abused that, haven't really gone for that. We do have a little bit of a slowdown, yet still Patrick picks middle. And that should be all for Harn now. I mean, it's a 1-on-4. What else can we expect? They are going to go A, though. Oh boy, this could be a surprise party, and still indeed. I mean, an A hit here for Harn could mean good things if he hits the timings correctly.
Right, and I pray to the Lord of Microsoft that I'm gonna be not hit by such problems again, as Harn is gonna find Veggie. That nade won't help, but he wallbangs through this. Oh, what in God's name is that?
Oh, man. It's enjoyable to watch it, I know that much.
It is, and his AWP could once more shows that those free stripes can do a lot. Has a very elevated position where he hopes to find a connector player anytime soon. That ain't the case. Means he has to focus somewhat on main. Which Mouse waits.
A for effort. We can say as much. Illuminar keeping a close tab on Fate. And you did mention yesterday's performance that it was not only glorious, but simply put, it was something different, something you don't see every day, and it's a rare sight in general to see it at this level. A 14-1 first half speaks volumes to the quality that Illuminar can possess, or at least can
Deliver.
Play with. Deliver, yes, thank you. Deliver, I think, is the best way to put it, yeah.
Very nice. I mean, then we're on the same page for now. Which is very good to see. I would agree on that point. I'm very thankful that we don't have a day of seeing mixes play against each other.
Oh, that would be... Yeah, that would be like casting a higher tiered face-it bug, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, not that, but... You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
It's not the same, because I love the Counter-Strike is special to me due to the fact that people are building up a chemistry with each other to become better as individuals.
And I would add here, it's not just in the individual that improves. The more you play with, the more consistently you play with the same players, the better you're gonna play. Yes, individually, but also with those players, you're gonna build a sort of vibe that, you know, there's gonna be minimal communication required for you to do something, and that's the beautiful thing about CS for me. If you invest, and if all are good enough to at least understand it at a certain level, it becomes natural flowing in a way. You know, everything kind of coalesces together, at least for those defaults, at least for those basics things. But yeah, 6-6, as Illuminar is gonna take the lead for the first time after the pistol.
That's unfortunate.
Well, they did themselves a little bit. Perhaps a bit too eager at moments. They pushed under twice already, so, you know, that also kind of speaks for itself. But here comes the full buy. The op for Harn. I actually wonder, are they going to take mid? Because so far they haven't really shown too much control towards middle, nor any wish to do so, and yet again, it does seem like that's going to be the same recipe they'll be playing by.
Yeah, true. Very much indeed. There comes the first brilliant one. As more and more comes by the opera snacks. And that's brilliant. Reeds falling down. The Bulgarian side make it a man equalized scenario, but Harn has to do a big job right now.
Got a huge problem ahead of him. It's the fact that he has to hold this position until the rest of his teammates arrive, and they're both on B side pretty deep into it. So any mistake by Harn will end the round effective immediately. Oh, he's spotted. I'm fairly certain Snack spotted him. Yes, of course he has. He's ready for that deep pick. And by the time Fate will rotate over, the bomb's already planted. In CT, Nicky has been hurt. I'm not even sure what he's attempting here. Still gets a little bit of damage in, but yeah, re-peaking Snacks ain't never gonna happen well. Or ever gonna end well for him. And Illuminar, well, this is the one we saw yesterday, at least a certain degree. And 8-6, most likely gonna end 9-6, given that the economy for Fate comes crashing down once again. And I think the attention here has to be on the fact that it is most likely, not necessarily, not definitely, but potentially. So I don't jinx it for nothing.
Ah, there you go again. That's what you love to see. That's what you just love to see when watching Snacks.
One thing that did surprise me a little bit in that moment, yeah, Snacks gets a double, all good, is the fact that Fate actually pushed him one by one. It's just, you know, you have 3 seconds, you know that. Either go together, don't go in at all. But still. Too easy. Too damn easy. All I'll say. There's not. I mean, this is. I think we overhyped Fate, man.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
But it's not done yet. I mean, we're in the first half. It's the Illuminar pick. Mar falls brutally, but yeah, that ain't working. Well, I'm very much looking forward to what Fate is going to deliver us when they're aggressors. That's going to be the very fascinating part to me personally. Because they really need to deliver big time. They need to deliver big, massive time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the T side of theirs is really, one would argue, even better than anything else yet. I don't recall them playing on Mirage on Monday, so I'm not sure what exactly to expect, and I've not seen Mirage from them in a little while. But as we do see, it feels like a little bit of a B experiment, perhaps. They have a smoke and a flash. Although, maybe no.
Maybe not. Snacks is going to be in a very crucial position right now. He needs to rely on Veggie, purely. And as he falls down, he can dodge it. He can dodge it, and Veggie comes in time and doesn't get a single bullet in his head. The Glock as inaccurate as you would like it to be, and he's still gone. In God's name, how do they always escape?
Well, he does escape with 2 HP, but he does escape nonetheless. As long as it's not the vegetative state, it's fine. Ooh, yay, quick shots. Nicky replies, though, with Harn and Window. This could be an opportunity that Fate might actually play on with something.
Well, I'm very much interested to see what Reitz and Ko are going to get here, because they're still the team that is in the lead by 3 rounds, and their awareness on jungle is there. See that very much with Innocent, most likely. And playing this on retake, or at least as a coordinated retake, that would be nice. Nicky down to 2 points of health, and Mouse knows about the players on the ramp. That might have been a mistake.
Luckily, second player in CT, it's Innocent to reprise the shot. It's going to be 1-on-2, and, well, unfortunately, in the end, 2-on-none, as Reitz takes out Harn and secures the round itself. Illuminar to pick up the second pistol as well. Cutting it a little bit close there, definitely for comfort, more for pleasure, but it is going to be 10-6, as he said, deepening the lead. Now, again, cutting it close, but they get it, and Illuminar are certainly starting to feel a little bit more like yesterday. Yet a far away call, or far cry from there yet.
Very much indeed. Illuminar very much in the driver's seat. They just got to pull it through, which is the important case. No room for arrows to make it an easy one for yourself. That's what you gotta consider. As you see right there, the MP9's most definitely a useful tool if they don't get tagged the entire time. Illuminar, not too control heavy, waiting it in their defaults, sending another player to B. Mid is fortified enough, and, well, Palace already belongs to the Polish team.
Thing is, Illuminar are so well aware of this push, by the time Fate will attempt it, they've got a flank lower.
There you go.
Mean, look at this.
That's for free. That's absolutely for free.
Yeah, it's like... What
Wonderful.
else?
Wonderful to watch. Snacks coming in from behind, gets a headshot onto Nikki, and that means Patrick falls as the final individual. 6-11, and I think I hear a lot of tapping in the chat. That sounds like timeout coming in. Innocent really is robotic. Man, this guy is just an absolute robot.
Holds down that mouse one like nobody else. Yeah, it is a timeout, surprisingly enough for Illuminar. Didn't expect that though. Would have sooner said for Fate, especially since there's a gun round coming up. By the way, bit of a tidbit. You know, you asked about the small details of where 9 to 5 is logoed up. Would I kindly be able to ask the observer to go into the TV room of B House? To the TV of B House, yes.
There you go.
Hey, this is so much better than the usual static picture that you have when you run past. I love it. 11-6, Illuminar. That's a problem. They know they're there now.
That is a problem. Very well said. As for now... Ouch. That hurts. Reach is down, and the Bulgarians are full speed onto connector. It's becoming all a little bit more claustrophobic for Illuminar as they're losing players left, right, and center. There's a lot of ground taken, but Innocent could become a major issue once he hits the right timing. They have the awareness. Patrick, could get him. Does do it with the man Nikki himself. So it's all right for the moment. They have a good man advantage on their side. They have a good capability of finding this round. Nikki the only weak link in that sense, but they know where Mouse stands. They have heard him, and that's most likely safe. Submachine guns in their hands. Bring it home, boys. Well, actually, no. What am I saying? Total opposite. Get them away. Excuse me. Alice.
The one thing that kind of tickles me fancily there is the fact that Fate ignore underpass as much as they did. They saw the player jumping in, they tagged him, and the reply was abysmal. They lost a player to him, which never should have happened in the first place. No, obviously, it being an 8 take right behind all of that, and Fate being completely out of position in order to hold it down, it was to be expected that Fate take the round, but Illuminar didn't really abuse that flank from B House that Fate had no idea was coming, which kind of surprises me as well, given that 2 players were under, one of them getting caught, and that kind of creates the illusion, oh, we got the guy that was jumping under, let's now do something else, right? 7-11 though, as a full eco ensues here for Illuminar. I dare say that should be 8 for Fate.
It should be. Hypothetically speaking. It's very interesting that they really don't invest at all into it. Like, not at all. They could, at least for some players, could buy some machine guns and such, but they'd rather keep it to that. Innocent is going to collect a lot of information that is going to be site attack that they have to defend, but can they even do so, is the question.
Well, we're about to find out. This
bomb has been planted.
Now that you actually bring it up, yeah, I would have loved to see mini Kevlars, a little bit of utility, perhaps, yeah, an MP9 wouldn't hurt as well, if they really wanted to be a bit more sneaky about it, or cheeky about it. Then again...
Well, I mean, if they get a lot of exits right now, it would be very beneficial to them in the long run. As Mar... Oh.
denies both. And
Oh, what in God's name? What does Hard do there in the long run? I mean, oh my God, those shots are just easy frags for him, but it looks all a little difficult from the outside. 8-11 it is, so that could be enough.
Almost certainly. I mean, right now, this is an open-ended question going both ways still. Snacks with it up. If he's going to be a little bit lackluster and missing a few shots, we know how that usually ends then. Fate will be able to run over Illuminar yet again, but let's find out first if the execution towards A succeeds. 4 players in pit, and there's a bit of commotion being done by Patrick. This is a classic style you see from the T's that want to go for a straight execution. They put a player on mid that's kind of being the lurk of the rest. Yep, the execution behind it. Let's see how it goes.
One man might fall. Mouse is getting the counter smoke out and escapes his position fairly easy. Actually well done by him. Only lost 20 HP on the process.
I would also point out very good utility counters by Illuminar.
Yeah, exactly. But Patrick is the right kind of counter for that well setup, as it's now mainly focused, very obviously, on the A side. Snacks finds his first, 36 points of health left, as the Polish legend now has to pick up a quite big fight for himself. They know the rotation has been initiated, and that means Harn can even find himself a free bomb down. Patrick, they got himself also on the radar. Guys from short, and that is where Illuminar strikes. Snacks with the second, and Blocker is in an uncomfortable situation to pick up the scraps right here, and have him falling on the ground. Surely capable-wise, he's able to do so, but ain't it? And that's a 12 from Illuminar. A brilliant job, and especially considering how they damaged him economically, a good more pinch, a good stab on their side.
Yeah, like, it definitely pinches a little bit on the side of Illuminar, and likewise Fate. But it did come down in the end when we look at the round itself. Against Snacks, you know, as I already pointed out, the deliverance of his quality has to be on point, and well, it was the all hitting its mark. Oh, this is a dangerous maneuver. They're playing a very cheeky game here. Illuminar, they're taking huge risks with this kind of positioning, especially with Veggie on middle, although he should get the drop on Harn if he waits it long enough. Whilst for Snacks, being close to pit gives him the element of surprise, but also takes away the chance for him to survive in case of a push. Now, luckily that's not the case. Veggie as well shuts out Harn. And Fate... Now, if one be a betting man, one would say this is an A take.
You think so?
I mean, doesn't seem like they will have much of a choice, leaving themselves as open as they are right now, surely, right? Oh,
no idea.
Pit setup. I love this. I love this. I love this. Thank you for showing me, Illuminar, showing us the way. I get excited about this because it's such a great little thing you can do as the CT.
Oh, he has a good bit of information. Does he run away from it? Certainly buys more time, as he also in the minimap should have swallowed the bomb by now, and this gives them a decent opportunity.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That should be once more around. Illuminar, they strike on the CT side with ease, and their opponent is economically slightly broken, to put it that way. There it goes. There they have it in their hands.
They fell down a flight of stairs, Fate. That's their economy right now. Just a little bit iffy. You know, surprisingly enough, that double in pit didn't really come to fruition, given that Snacks pulled away before they even used it. But then, obviously, the one and only just decided to push in and get himself controlled, none the wiser. So, Illuminar, we could say that there was definitely a factor where, obviously, individual performance saved the day, but also a little bit of luck to the fact that they don't get mashed into a paste by being a little bit too aggressive, as you say, the spot of the bomb, right? Could have been 2 players, one on top, one on bottom, easy shutdown for them to clear out pit, and then it's a free willy-nilly take of the side almost.
Very much indeed. Innocent trying to take a bit of main control at the moment. Pardon, jungle. Yeah, jungle control, sorry. Where's my brain legging out real quick. Takes more to come their way. Patrick, Nikki, and Blocker could have a quite decent time right here.
Bomb has been planted.
As I say that, they have to take a lot of control with it, because that flank is nice and great, but if all your players are falling on sides,
Okay.
then you might have a bit of a problem. They know where Nikki stands, and now it's time for the Bulgarian Deagle to strike. Can't do much, as Reitz eliminates him. A bomb plant helpful for your economy, but that's pretty much it for now.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Given it was an eco round, the bomb plant is certainly a nice little outtake. It's a shame they wouldn't be, they couldn't control CT a little bit longer. This double by Reach was just fantastic. The transfer, wow, just as you would hope to see it always. 14-8 though does spell a little bit of a disaster potentially here. Fate, they cannot afford to lose anymore, neither economically, neither actually. And we do see that they first looked like they want to go A with a bit of a delayed push through under, but into a default we go. I respect this choice. You know, they show presence towards A, no mid control yet, and they're playing it very safe in that regard. Extremely conservative.
Yeah, conservative. Illuminar's map pick it is. They make it look quite decent, as I say that.
Okay.
Ouch. That hurt. And this might be the breakthrough round of Fate. Though they still have a certain, not too long, yet not too short way to go. They'll try.
Again, Illuminar with the double pick and under, right? It's not the first time we're seeing it. They were lucky enough last time that they got away with a frag after losing a player. But this will be the end of the round itself, as Fate succeed with all 5 surviving. So economically speaking, they're going to have a sound bank being built. Now they do lose 1, but I mean, whenever you go up against Snacks, you're always destined to lose 1 at least. If you are, there's something wrong with Snacks in that case.
You're certainly in danger.
Oh yeah, most certainly. But this is what kind of catches me by surprise a little bit. Both players deciding to peek, which is not a problem. It's more about how they go doing it. Again, there's a split-second difference between 2, and that's something that you just cannot allow when you're up against a team like Fate. We've seen them abuse that against Isa Kobors very well, and against Illuminar once again.
That's right now, Illuminar. They're not desperate at all, but they seem, at least the way, you know, when teams sometimes tend to throw it away because it's the 14th we're going to win anyway. They're far away from that. They're far away from that, and you can pretty much make that out by the experience from a few individuals there on the site. I mean, all of them being in the scene for a long time, playing on a professional level for a long time. So they await the utility. Fate back in spawn as they change direction. They have not found much room outside of the apartments yet, which begs a question, where will they explode? Because Illuminar, they're 100% sure that this explosion is about to come anytime soon. There's the short smoke, pardon, that's window, short coming up next. As it is connector. Fully baiting myself out here.
Well, let's see how it goes. I mean, this short control will definitely be contested for, at least attempted by Innocent, though the spray into the smoke takes him down to 30. Though Reach holds the line, Snacks helps him out. Veggie on balcony. Nobody's gonna check him. And I guarantee you this is the round losing moment. Doharn! Oh!
There you go, but that's not it. Patrick, you gotta make it in 15 seconds by now. The bomb is not on his hands. Innocent is the next victim, or could be his Grim Reaper, but as he finds the first 10 seconds to go. It's not much more to do. He's about to fall, and there he's down.
Yeah, it would be very hard for him to expect a second player behind that wall. Now, maybe he should have taken the time to clear it, but then as you already mentioned, time was not on his side. He had about 6 seconds left to pick up the bomb and plant. If we count the fact it was 10 seconds, right, and I discount 4 seconds for the plant, etc. 15-9 as Illuminar reach map point, and Fate, after having a very successful round the previous, now they find themselves back on the back seat of the ride as they are vomiting and just having a hard time in general. The roller coaster that is this game. Blocker, good entry though. Veggie being a little bit too frisky, wanting to secure the ground by himself almost there, but perhaps Fate might be able to make something out of it just yet.
Might. That's probably the crucial thing. Might.
Oh yeah, might.
Well, if it's going to be that might, well, nice one from Mar, that is for sure. He has built a lot of pressure, and especially gave a lot of room right now to his team. As he moves back, the A side is fully unattended, as in the meantime, how much problem is he going to have? Sees Reeds immediately taken out, had the awareness about that, and remains on innocent mouse to change anything around, and I don't believe that they'll do so.
Nah, they doesn't feel like they will. No, oh, Mouse. Just the fact that he's able to do that tells you how scared Fate are. And also how perhaps the chaos and perhaps the general commotion is putting Fate off balance. They should not have allowed that to happen in the first place. It's a 2-on-5, or it was, and one of the principal rules of A site is taking CT. Now, if the plan is to come in through connector and go jungle and have a player in pit, then you don't need CT, but it's a 5-on-2, guys. Surely you take CT as well, just for the gist of it, that you clear that part of the map, but that doesn't happen. But luckily enough, it doesn't snowball into anything worse that we've seen already so many times before.
That's the thing, that there was the pause call, the Illuminar doing themselves a favor in it. It will be interesting how they utilize the man with the AWP. His name is Mouse, if I saw it correctly. Might just give it to Snacks alternatively, but I think Snacks will not have any body armor. Nope, so they leave it on Mouse and actually go fully into that round. Snacks, Reeds, and Veggie, how they'll adapt to that is the question, because they hardly have anything left anyway, so most likely they'll just head into a full force in that scenario. It would make sense.
Yeah, it would be acceptable. Would definitely be, I think, the best case scenario given their current position. And again, just to bring it up, and I know this is an old tune, we're already bringing it up, saved weapons can make all the difference in the world. Snacks, get some armor, get him the op, Mouse, buy yourself an SMG or, I don't know, a shotgun even if you want, and just do your magic with that. The rest obviously having to make do with what they can. Innocent can drop an MP5 or an MP9 or MP7, depending what he likes or has preference to. Speaking of the MP5, it is so rare to see it in the game, and I know people are not particularly fond of it, but I love it, if nothing else, because of the nostalgia factor. It's just a weapon that I played consistently when I was playing 1.6, and just a great weapon to have. Oh man, still the memories it brings back. But, well, bit of a tech pause again. Wonder by who? I would dare say Fate, due to the fact that Patrick has yet to buy something. Yep, they're changing TeamSpeak. Classic. You wanna hear a riddle while we have this moment?
Go ahead.
The more you take, the more you leave behind. What is it? Or what?
Okay. The more you take, the more you leave behind, yeah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me think.
I'll let you dwell on that. It's not easy, because it's...
I will forget about it in 2 minutes, but yeah, go on.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, I'm like that.
No, it's good. I am as well. My brains is not hardwired to remember everything. I remember pictures very well, actually. That's the funny thing.
Yeah,
I forget names, but locations, visuals, pictures, it burns in my... I have it in my mind always. I can see it if I want it, everything. That's the funny thing. I don't know how to call it, but it's interesting little thing, I guess. You want to hear the answer?
Yeah, please.
Footsteps.
Oh, yeah.
It's the reason why I bring it up is because yesterday in my D&D's game we had a sphinx with a riddle, and we're like, oh, what is that? Some intricate riddle. It's like, oh, is it time? Is it life? The more time you take, the more you leave behind, and something like that. It's, nope, it's footsteps, and then we went into combat. Yeah. Buildtech Post seems like it's not only TeamSpeak issues they have, maybe ICQ problems, some Skype call problems.
Ventrilo?
Yeah, possibly Ventrilo. Some Xfire problems. Remember Xfire?
Xfire? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was like 2008 or earlier.
Or even earlier. Yeah, man. Or somewhere there, yeah. Oh, man, the good old days. Speaking of the good old days, Clanbase. You know of it? Have you heard of it?
Clanbase. I heard of it. I'm just not sure.
Ah, okay.
Help me out.
It was the go-to tournament platform for all video games that were back in the day still, active. Even CS in certain aspects. I used to play Medal of Honor, Allied Assault there.
Okay.
You have not heard of...
I know Medal of Honor, of course. But, no, I haven't heard of that.
Oh, yeah, the original game was Medal of Honor Allied Assault. That's like the first Medal of Honor game, and it was amazing, and I used to actually play competitively when I was like 7 years old. So, yeah, you know where I get my FPS jazz on. And Clanbase was the go-to website for all tournaments, all esports, back in the day when this was not even an esport. It was just like, oh, we like playing video games through the internet, playing against other people. And you had tournaments, you had ladders, you had leagues, you had everything there. And it was, in my opinion, the best platform for everything. It's literally forums. You could schedule practice, you could schedule games, you could schedule friendly matches, you could there was everything from statistics to everything on there. It's just, I loved it so much, man. I miss that they shut it down. I was
You
really
sound
sad.
very nostalgic right now.
I know. I was
That's
really
fine.
sad when they shut it down, man. It's like a part of my childhood almost. I mean, I'm an old man at this point when I think about it. God damn it.
Oh, well, maybe you are.
Oh, man, I don't want to be
That's
old,
fine.
man. No. It's not fun being old, man.
There's
Just
nothing wrong
remember
with
the
that.
good things.
There's nothing wrong with that. Don't worry.
Yeah, true, but... Yeah, no. Telling our kids about Corona and how we were...
Oh, no, I don't want to tell them about that. I'll be sorry for them, really.
Hey, they'll be learning about it in school anyway, so, might as well learn it from you.
True. Interesting. Yeah, I never thought about it being written down in the history books. You're right.
Hey,
It will
if
be.
we really want to delve into this bit of philosophical point of what will be taught in history books, I mean, Trump will be in history books. I think that's the biggest disaster of everything. But, from history we should learn and never forget it. So if we are lucky, people like him, and even in our country, our prime minister should never ever again be even close to where he is. But, yeah, how
It is what it is.
Yeah. let's not get political. I stopped myself at the right time.
Yes, you did. Yeah, very good point. No, you've done it all right. Don't worry. We are waiting on things to continue at the moment. If you are wondering what we're watching, this is 9 to 5, where it's 50k on the line. The Swiss stage is about to end. Teams that have advanced already are Whistler Krakow, AGF, Crazy, SG Pro.
Yep. Yep.
Simon and Avis. So Atex is on the line, Illuminar is on the line. Both, Illuminar is on the line, Fate and Saw. So 2 teams can advance overall. One of the matchups you see right here.
And mentioning Avis, I mean another Polish team who, out of the dark, out of the woods, just come out swinging and take the system 3-0. I think that is
big surprise.
A humongous surprise that nobody expected, most likely. And maybe some would have said, yeah, they pass over to the playoffs, but certainly not in through the Swiss stage as first, as literally 3-0 with, I believe they lost 1 map. If I'm not... No, they did not lose a single map even.
That's crazy, right?
It's crazy. And they went up against Nexus first, for example, who respectively are not the strongest opponent in the tournament, unfortunately. And then they went against Illuminar, and then they played against... wait, who was it? Let me double check real fast. I think it was... Yeah, Crazy. Were pretty damn good themselves either. Even... Yeah. By the way, it's really taking them a long time to fix that TeamSpeak, isn't it?
Yeah, man, that TeamSpeak, I swear. Maybe they use TeamSpeak too.
And we never had issues with it.
With TS2, you never had any issues?
Oh, TS2. I guess... Yeah, back in the day, I think the most prominent issue was the fact that you would just disconnect randomly and then have to shut down and reconnect. Mm-hmm. TeamSpeak 3 seems to be
quite alright.
Problem solver. Yeah, quite alright, yeah. There we go.
So Matchmatic is right now ready for us. Finally we can get back. Man, the patience is always the biggest problem, if you ask me. So, my patience being fairly low. Hopefully we can start off right now.
I mean, you're German. Your patience never has been really good.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm taking a few swings.
No, that's
here.
okay. That's okay. Don't worry.
You're free to take a few at me.
What the hell? You know, the biggest swing probably would be that I don't even know anything about Slovenia. So. Yeah. I mean, what do you want to say about it?
You nipped me in the butt there.
Yeah. I mean, I know Ljubljana and that's it. So.
Hey, you know something. You know me, so there's
that. That's true.
Well, you will visit one day. I will say that much. So.
Do you pay in euro?
I'm not even going to respond to that. Do you pay in Deutsche Mark? It's like...
No, not anymore. It's been a while.
Well, speaking of ours, we are starting the game. It's going to be the 26th as...
That's fast. Directly going here on the side. A side is... Whilst Over is coming down, let's take over that one. Easily done here by Blocker, who expends his control over to CT. Yeah, they're saving off the AWP and the M4. That would be a big, useful tool right there, and they're going to run away from it. And Blocker and Co... They could afford to do so. 1 or 2 at least. Not much more than that, though. Let's see if that happens. Harn has a quite good read together with his teammate Nikki on it. The bomb is still ticking a while. They could make this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they can hunt down at least one of the rifles, aka the M4, perhaps. The AWP is going to be a lot harder to break, especially if they don't go through short. He's going to spot him. Never mind. They will not be able to hunt them down anymore. But that was a fast A take. Fate reading very well into Illuminar's positioning. And they get a little bit, I'm not gonna say lucky, but they do get the, they get the luck of the draw, I guess, and pull onto a fast take of the site without any problems whatsoever.
Well, let's see. Yeah, another eco though. Makes sense. Very, very reasonable to finally finish it off in the right way. As Nikki moves closer and closer, they have everything towards connected they will want to have. They want to have part of that. Short, nobody contests. I mean, it's mouse time, to put it that way. It's mouse time, big time. As connector could become a quite big problem.
Well, I mean...
Oh, as we're talking about that, mouse is down. The M4 most likely saved of Innocent, and another round going in favor of the Fate site.
No surprise, should be a save for Innocent. He's got a full set of utility, he's literally got a full buy on him. And this retake has no business even being attempted. That much is clear as day. The flash was short, still somehow, even if ineffective, getting the frag there.
Yeah.
As Innocent though, ouch. Yeah. That's gonna be...
it.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't know why they're lingering with the full buy there. Innocent, like he literally had so much money on him. He could have afforded to drop an AWP and just generally being keeping a bit of money or keeping a bit of bank for Illuminar on the side. But okay, I guess that's the way they go. 15-12, and this is looking like it's gonna be a bit of a distance maker. Let's find out for ourselves. Fate, mid control.
Mid control it is. As well, that is the Bulgarian space program, sending Horn quite far deep down into mid. Innocent with the right smoke to deny them access for the moment. He could get a support flash and rush through, but does he really want to do that is a question. Oh, they don't see each other. No, they don't. And Innocent moves backwards up on the stairs. Does himself probably a big favor by that. You don't want to lose players right now. Fate are really in the game at the moment.
There seem to be very much prepared for any sort of problems, and fortunately the one way there allows Innocent for a free opener. Nax taking a few moments to choose whether or not to molly or to smoke. Innocent, the second, another one-way being abused. This time, though, Patrick at least swings wide from Palace. Though this 4-on-3 could quickly turn upside down. Let's see if that's the case. Innocent, close range, loses his duel. Mar, the second, that's what I'm talking about. Vegi and Reitz. Their attempt of this retake is dependent on the first opener.
Well, do they got the Reitz is the question. Nope, Nicky got it. And he takes him down. Vegi most likely saves, doing himself a big favor with that.
At this point, yeah, he needs to save. The money for the CTs is gone. They lose this, there's an eco, which, well, it's pretty much confirmed as it is. Thereafter, if he saves the op, maybe there's something to be done within the 29th, but this is going the distance. This is going to the 30th round, that much is clear. Although I might just jinx it here if they actually pull off some sort of an eco victory, but then again, that's a rare occasion as it is, and it would be absurd to see it this late, especially with Vegas like cooking, right? It's like, okay guys, let's make some eggs, and your eggs are not going to be baked, thank God. Oh, that was a close call. Whew, what a nerve-wracking shift of momentum here for both sides. Really, Fate not 100% certain with the way it begins, right? Innocent getting an entry and then the second as well, only to then both Mar and Nikki saving the day. It really is cutting it a little bit close here, Fate. But fair enough.
Fair enough it is. And that will be Mouse part now will be Snacks on the AWP, taking Mar out. Start is good. They are interested in it. Oh, this is Snacks. Nobody else, and that does just such beautiful shots with the AWP as they seemingly head into a bit more of a chaotic round. Fate, man, disadvantage, but still a good chance. Innocent finally grabs himself a rifle, and they've still got to be so careful about the kitchen exits because this could become a big problem. Seeing that right there, there's no kit, so it's got to be a fairly fast retake. And it is pretty much down to Innocent. It is pretty much down to him finding the kill. He does. Builds big pressure right now onto the side. Patrick, can he find a frag through that smoke, or once they escape? That seems to be the question. Saw the feet, makes him work with one. The second one maybe as well. No, it's only Nicky. It is time that is not his friend.
Oh, he gets him.
Is it enough?
Yes.
It is.
Now it is. It is. No, wait. Wait. Okay, what did I... Okay, never mind. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. There is not enough time.
Oh,
No.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like, as soon as he started running, there was still, like, the 10-second tick away started, and yeah, I didn't even realize it soon enough, but it would have been time if they had been a bit faster to move out of kitchen, basically. That's it. The moment that he took to get to the bomb was just that moment long enough. And, well, as I said, 30th confirmed. We are going the full distance. That much is clear. And let's see if the distance will now be extended into OT or not. First map here between Illuminar and Fate, cutting it extremely close down to the bone. Illuminar had, what, a 6-round lead with 16 or 15 to 9? Maybe even, yeah, 15 to 9, I believe it was. Ho, Snacks.
That's Snacks. That's just purely Snacks. Now finds another. This is opening up a great opportunity for the team.
I've seen this before, man.
Yeah?
Oh, solo plays again.
Don't call it out yet. It's not done, which is the crucial part of it. 14-15 it is. Snacks with the right molly, denying further access, at least for now. The players all fairly separated. And there's no room for errors. Reed's taking that control wouldn't be too necessary. Mars, though, a big issue if you ask me.
Snacks, like I said.
There you go. That should be the round. That is the round. 14-16.
Wow.
And they received what they deserved. Good job here by the side of the wonderful team of Illuminar. I'm fairly impressed what they have really obtained. You're fairly impressed what they have done. Yeah. And that was map number 1. Map number 2 is coming our way anytime soon, dear Over. So you guys rather don't go anywhere. We'll just be right back with our number 2.
Initialize booting. These are your targets. You must find, capture and contain them until extraction vehicle arrives. Witnesses are irrelevant. Leave them unharmed if you can. End of a transmission. system online.
trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there's nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can walk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count on you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth, everything in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
From action, Blocker is running from his responsibilities, and Blocker is hoping to stay alive a little longer.
Block a few hits, block a few players, perhaps block this round for Illuminar, although they have the right idea. Put Mouse front and center, as he has 100 HP. Why not? Well, Fate will lose the knife round, unfortunately. They'll have to kick off with the T side of Train, the second map here, and Vincent, I gotta say, Mirage looked very good at the start for Illuminar, and then we had obviously intertwined results up to that 6-6, and until Illuminar took it 9-6, took the pistol, started going on a bit of a rampage, a little bit of a return from Fate in between, only to then find themselves at 15-9 at the mercy of Illuminar. But the end result, much different than one would have imagined, given that it was 15-9 at one point. At 16-14, yes, in favor of Illuminar. The close calls, though, the close proximity of that one round, it was all up in the air until the last moment. Fate, let's see if they can now change their fate for Train.
Yeah, let's see if they can change their fates. I'm very much looking forward to that. It would be about time to do so for them. As we finally head into it, Illuminar on the CT side is where they previously got fairly successful as well. Remember the success they had yesterday? Looked a little gnarly as we talk about it. Woof, okay. That's an absolute flawless start.
I mean, does it get any bit better than this? Literally no, I think. Train yesterday picked up definitely a bit wonkier for Illuminar. They lost the first pistol, they were a little bit down. They did get traded out pretty quickly and ended the half 8-7, but still, this is as good as it gets right now, and it is going to be a forced return by Fate. No surprise there.
Yep, very much. So, as you hear the tapping of the M4, nothing crazy should happen here for Illuminar. They should not take too any major risks, and therefore just wait this one out as good as possible. As Nicky trying to head out main anytime soon, he's most likely diving back together with his teammates. So he waits a little further, a little more, and hopes to find the best with his lads. As you see, they take a lot of time with it. Veggie doing himself a favor by not going too much into it. And the Illuminar side still stands strong.
No surprise. Losing Reeds, but okay, they can handle that. Keeping themselves well composed in that moment. And above all else, keeping the rifles in their banks or in their inventories. In any case, Fate, attempts are a little bit weak. Sure enough, a full eco coming out again. So this is 3-0 by all means, or at least by all regards, should be 3-0. As Fate go for a B rush. Yes, it should be a B rush. But Illuminar seemingly aware of that. A pop flash into upper brown holes, giving them a bit of extra information early on. Either way, we are kicking off this second map very successfully for Illuminar. Something that...
Alright, well, there you go.
Yeah.
You want to make a point over. You want to make a point.
Yeah,
What was that?
I mean, that's pretty much as good as it gets there. Again, it's like perfect stuff for Mouse, and kicking off train as good as this, or at least as clearly as this, it kind of starts to paint a bit of a background, and the picture in itself starting to get a little bit of shape. That Illuminar might have had enough of the Mirage shenanigans, that they had to play as many rounds as they did and struggled as they did. Let's see if the first gun round will be any different. Maybe Fate have something to say yet about their current performance.
Maybe. It would be about time to deny, but we've seen how much Illuminar can actually drive away with success. If you remember correctly. Mirage got a little shaky towards the end as Fate changed their pace quite a bit. In case it will not be as successful as Wisty might do so. In the meantime, Reeds, not sure if he does himself a favor. He saw the leg and gets both. My God, that was nice. Snacks could have even given him a little bit of a support flash there, but they didn't care. Just pull it in, and they did.
Went straight for it. I mean, it works. It actually works. Veggie, better be careful what his next move will be. The smoke, as it passes, it will reveal a hidden block. And, well, that block is Blocker. Easy as that. So... Not over yet. Reeds able to at least make sure this current position that they're in is still in their favor, though not for long. Reeds, good night. Patrick and Blocker keeping the round alive. 23 seconds. Time now of the essence.
Time is, and Patrick is fairly lucky in this, but 4 points of health won't make it easy for him. Falls down, and that is the round gone. 4-0. It is 4-0 for the side of Illuminar. They are not stopping here on CT.
No, they are not. One thing that kind of did take me aback is the aggression that they showed even after Fate, they displayed that they're not going to be messing about. And funnily enough, they got away with everything. Reeds did this, this, for example, shows to tell how good he can be given an opportunity, and he takes it by himself. As Fate will reinvest, they did have the plant go down, so a little bit of extra money obviously helps out a lot. SG in the hands of Blocker, something that comes as a bit of a desperation by perhaps already this early. Harn, out in all of though, he's made his way through and through. Perhaps there is a way for him to secure an entry and maybe even the round because of it. Let's find out with our own eyes though, as AA split seems to be readied up.
It's very good when you use your own eyes for it, isn't it? Well, our own eyes are telling us that Snacks finds Patrick with ease. That's a good start for our eyes, but the Bulgarian eyes see some sinister times up ahead of them, and that might be changed through Patrick as he spots a Heaven player. Same goes for Reeds. Both are falling down here. It's one small man equalized. Not as nice as they would have liked it to be. And that probably caused a bit of an issue right now, as though it's It's one more that they have right here. It's one more that the Polish side can deliver. A right flank at the right time might just make things a little more complicated, doesn't it?
Oh, Nikki. Yeah, his response a bit slow, and as you said, could be complicated, though. Seems to be untwined pretty quickly and pretty easily. Illuminar, sure, they lost two, and one of them being Reeds, obviously does take away a little bit of their stability, though. Fate, they seem to have no way of entering onto site without losing at least 2 or 3 players beforehand, and even by the time they're able to get a few refrags out, they're left with 1 or 2 players in general. Harn does not even see Innocent. Yeah, 5-0. This is a distinct advantage starting to be built, and perhaps even a quick map ahead of us if it continues down this road. Timeout already for Fate, the first one.
Yeah, I would doubt that it's going to continue just like that. Would be very surprising to me. And as we see at the moment, it looks pretty much like the sinister start that we might have seen yesterday. If you didn't join us yesterday, it was Illuminar playing against Wizards, where it actually got fairly close towards the end, right? But still, funny-wise, both teams share the story that they can never close out train extremely convincingly, for whatever reason that might be.
Well, I mean, if they deliver this round, then I'll ask myself for sanity. I'll ask about my sanity here, because the Pistols certainly have no business of winning or even having a chance of winning. And the spray down is not going to conclude with too much success. 1 kill only, though the damage is quite severe. And Fate, if anything, we've seen in the past is that their pistol rounds are at times more effective. Certainly it rings true there for, I think for alternate attacks the most. Their pistols are usually the strongest.
And they're taking their time right here.
Yeah, they have.
No stress.
Exactly. No need to push the envelope. Maybe if they get a little bit, you know, if luck would be on their side, one of Illuminar would choose to aggress like Reeds did, for example, against Ivy. It wouldn't be unheard of. And a free frag like that always comes in handy, especially in situations where you only have pistols.
Well, that defense, how strong will it land? The smokes are quite decent. They're getting there on the site. And now it's going to check his right-hand side, because this could become a problem. Talking about it becomes a problem. It's not even anymore a hypothetical. It is a scenario. And as I say, that bomb gets down. Can they deny it in time? Yes, they can. That was important. No additional money for you.
Big if true. That is pretty important, because first of all, that limits the amount of cash they'll have in general, and if they want to go for the op, a Harn is going to use the entirety of his bank. Yeah, look at this, like almost $8,000 that he wasted away. Well, 740 or 50 or whatever he had. Point in hand is that their economy, again, having to crash down. A full investment is made, yes, but it is their last if they do not pick up the round itself with success and the bomb plant, or just the bomb plant to begin with. In any case, a bit of a default being one. Fate, we can see them approaching towards upper brown holes. Pop control, not sure they took it. Doesn't look like a player is down there. Could be horribly wrong, though, as Patrick is tagged up. And they will double drop.
That has been hurt. Big oof.
To be expected as well, I guess, in a way, or at least should be expected by Illuminar, given that they didn't look for control. But yeah, it does give them a bit of extra info, right? That, yeah, sure, there's a player down there, so they at least can be keenly aware of that.
Setting up the execute right now. Smokes are landing back close to bomb train. Flashbangs are coming in as well. how much is that buying them? Well, not too much. They once more take control here. It's once more the side of Illuminar, which might have the upper hand, especially as Reed is coming in quite handy anytime soon. And they're changing pace immediately. Look at the positional change. It pays off.
Really does, doesn't it? And I mean, at this point, Harn and Nikki, they've got a enormous task ahead of them. Good Molotov timing there, though it might not be enough to buy that another moment of respite here for Harn to reposition if at all possible, though Nikki, as he rears off the angle of Electro, shut out by Innocent on top train, top 6. Or actually not even on top 6, that was Mouse, apologies. Still, it seemed to be enough, and Illuminar just keep on taking. They seem to be not taking any footsteps, right? The more you take, the more you leave behind. In this case, they're leaving nothing behind besides dead bodies in their wake and 0 points for Fate. As we have ourselves a very convincing opening performance on the second map. And one would even guess that this is one would even say, yeah, given how they're performing, this is the map choice of Fate. Well, excuse me, Illuminar. Well, psych, it's Fate's.
What a witty wordplay it was.
Oh, come on, I messed that up. Yeah,
It's okay.
I really messed
You
it up.
tried. Don't worry.
Yeah, try it a few times to maybe get it once. That's always a good thing.
So, at that point in time, we saw the previous round once more showed when everything is in hand of the team of Blocker. It turns out that they play a very slow style, understandably, to a certain execute, which then can be very well countered by Illuminar. Not even because they take control and can rule out positions that much, but because they seemingly have the right tools and have the right kind of understanding. Where's the edge of that? Like, where's the room where we can actually penetrate from? And at that point in time, it looks like they keep on doing so. The money is alright on Fates. They'll definitely buy into that, but how much fun is it?
Given how they've been losing, given how they've been literally tapped down, yeah, fun is no longer even a part of this equation. It's more about how excruciatingly painful it is and how less painful they can make it for themselves. Right now, this full buy, it's pretty damn important. I mean, this is, we talk about the early beginnings like this. We discuss a lot about how it affects the team, and the result we're seeing right now usually is the border between that potential 16-0 and that potential complete turnaround of the map itself, because this is where you usually see teams wake up and start taking charge in their own hands. But right now, it's the exact opposite. Fate still seem to be just lost in space overall, and they better have a game plan brewing and ready and set to go. Otherwise, Illuminar will just continue on with what they've been doing so far. Although 3 players on B, that's something unusual, very peculiar.
And as you see right there, Fate is trying to take a lot of control for the split over on the A site. As Pop Dog belongs to them, look, the passive approach. They have no idea where Vega could stand. Nikki checks for a millisecond, but he could hit the timing on that, except logically the off will become a problem, but no, it's not even that becoming the problem. It is actually Nikki himself. So that now makes it all a lot more realistic for Fate to finally find their first. For how long can they keep it going, though?
Oh, we're about to find out. Blocker. Great shutout as Nikki finds the second. That should be it. For how long they can keep on going? Well, the answer is at least for this long. First one on the board, Fate. They'll be able to grab themselves one. That's it. That's the cue here to begin. As I said, this is the magical line. Usually it's 7, 6-0, 8-0 even can still be considered as such. That the comebacks have to start. Otherwise, in the majority of cases, you see a very different, or a very one-sided outcome. Still could happen though, still could go the one way, but interestingly enough, when you look at the economy of Illuminar, they won 7 rounds in a row. You wouldn't say they won 7 rounds in a row though. I mean,
No,
they barely
no.
have enough to drop the next round even, and no, they don't even have enough to drop the next round to all 5. if they include an AWP in their buy.
I think this is what we mentioned yesterday as well, if I remember correctly. When we talked about their, when I was actually asking you what kills and how much, what's the score would be, right? If you remember.
Yeah.
And that's that. That's fairly interesting to see. That it's not as good as they might expect.
Yeah, it's pretty even across the board, which is, given the result, definitely unseen, or at least very rare to see it like this, right?
Right.
Also, I just realized Innocent and Snacks were both 6-0, 10-0. They died for the first time last round. Plus, Mar is 0 and 7, which,
You hated to see it, right? You just don't like to see that.
That's something you really hate to see.
Absolutely. It's about time to see what this round is going to bring us. Fate is in a situation where more and more you realize that they have a certain bit of pressure. They realized what worked the last time. There was a split on the site. They do it a little faster now and immediately get blocked from that. But this is CT's giving away their utility. Not for free, of course. They're buying themselves time. And at that point, it also looks like they're trying to get a little more room. As Veggie takes Pop Dog for now. Two flankers of Fate could make that life a little bit more tough in case they make the call to go to B, because then they're fast on it.
Yeah, absolutely, they could try. Here comes the execution, the attempt, the drop down, secures the first, the second as well. Innocent replies, but it's not enough. Nikki, that'll be the end of the A defense as well, as Reeds comes in through and gets shut out. Snacks, no hope. Mouse shouldn't even have any business looking around this bomb site any further. And indeed, it is true, Fate could have turned around back towards B. It would have taken them a few seconds longer, but they had the moment, they had the chance. The decision to keep on going seems to be the right one. Second round is theirs, and what a way to build up a little bit of a repertoire, as well as the fact that, you know, they are able to shut down the entirety of the economy of the CTs in a single swoop, in a single, well, 2 rounds if we're more precise.
Yeah, correct.
Although,
go ahead.
if Mouse saves, there's a full buy coming behind this still for Illuminar. That's it.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is still question. How long will Illuminar be interrupted? That's the thing. How long will Illuminar not find a way back into this? It would be a bit surprising if they don't find a game into this long run, very genuinely speaking. It's a bit more I would expect, especially as the goal has been a little repetitive by now, to say it that way. But for the 2 rounds only, right? This is then still a different thing. It's not we're talking about they're doing this for hours.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I like what I see for the moment from both parties, especially as Fate is fighting back finally and seemingly get a way to just pry the door open.
Yeah, right now they have 1 foot in the door. It's between the door and the closing itself, but a ways to go. Snacks doesn't even have time to react, as Arn is faster than lightning here. The B push already successful. There's nobody else for the defense. Patrick locks out Veggie towards Electro and Illuminar. Oh well. Seems like all gone down.
Has been planted.
It's all
Fairly
gone.
fast. Yeah, fairly
Yeah.
Mar with what a shot. Fate will most likely get their third, and I think there's no way around saying it. They will get their third. They're doing everything right at the moment. And seemingly, Illuminar is back in a struggling position. We sometimes know them being. Like, if you remember yesterday, how struggling they were looking like from time to time in some matches. So let's see about it.
The one thing that catches me by surprise from Illuminar is how good they can look in 1 second, and on the other, it's just as if they
Replaced.
never knew how to play. Yeah, it's like different players behind their seats, behind their PCs, and it's just a bit of a surprise, really. I do not expect them to then start making such basic errors at times. And Snacks, it wasn't a basic error, but definitely for the rest, you know, not checking Ivy, not being too careful of those pushes over the edge. It comes as a surprise. But I guess then in the end, we're all human, we're all bloody under the skin. So it shouldn't be too big of a surprise. Pistols, yeah.
Obviously not delivering, as though they're doing a bit more frags than they did beforehand. Mouse shouldn't stand for too long, but you never know. Waits in the corner, dives out to smoke, and is immediately eliminated by Mar. That's more than alright. That is more than alright what they're delivering.
Absolutely.
They're at it.
Well, they're going to be swinging their swords a little bit here and see how far they can reach, one and the other. Mar as well out of the 0-7 territory, so no more James Bonds on the board, which one would argue is a bad thing. On the other side, unfortunately in CS, it is a good thing that there are no James Bonds. In any case, it is going to be the attempt again. This time, Rifles defending the line. Nobody checking Ivy. Reeds blinded and oblivious, and that shall be more than enough. Mar finding himself one more. Patrick delivered from Oblivion, though, as Innocent buying a second of time, though. He's predicted to go to heaven.
Yeah, that's Vegas starting in. Oh, the spray control coming from that lad is causing big problems on the Fate party. As to try to crash what has happened here over the side on A. Next starts off. That bomb is down. Nikki directly on the way back to it. But 3 points of health should not get you in any golden spot, at least for now. The big problem could though be Snacks is rotating, taking a lot of control towards B side, which is due to the fact that Mouse has not spotted the bomb. He's fairly close to having an angle on it, but it seems like he stays back in Ivy until he has more information. Or alternatively, Snacks wraps around over Pop Doc.
Well, the rule of thumb is always stay together in a 1-on-2 position or a 2-on-1 spot. But this Molotov and the plant will reveal the accurate position of Nikki. Yeah. It's actually a shame that Mouse doesn't peek it a second sooner to deny the plant, but then again, safety is in the fact that, you know, while he's planting, he can't shoot back. So Mouse, rather than risk dying and leaving Snacks in a 1-on-1, he waits a moment longer.
That was stellar. That was amazing.
This was a round-saving moment. That can be highlighted as one of the reasons why Illuminar even get their 8th round, because without Vegi, they would not have a chance at all. That side was lost, and there was nothing they could have done about it.
For Illuminar, after this, they still have the capability to buy. After the round after this, they most likely can buy under any circumstance. They are in a good spot for this final piece of the first half. I was just taking a bit more of a step back over on the B train. You see right now, Snacks joining him there on the ramp is so crucial, as this could become gnarly. There comes 1 nade. There's a second. Oh, this is absolute insane damage dealt. And Mouse, only a body shot will do the job. Only a body shot will do the job. He does not need to do much more than that, but he's still in that comfortable spot where Vegi even dies. They had the damage. They nearly had the players, and now they might not even have the round.
Bomb has been planted.
Again, they seem to be reverting to different players when passed with a bit of a difficult position. Innocent, almost whiffing that whole spray. Blocker as low as he was, certainly comes as a bit of a surprise, doesn't it? Oh, that Molotov though, quite early. There's a smoke available. This smoke actually perfect in the current sense, and I think, oh, never mind. Thinking is never good. Innocent, he picks up the kit. Now he's gonna hold down.
Oh, Innocent, he does it! And he gets the kill as well? No, not for the moment, but not even now. Horn at least counters that, but wrong weapon in hand, wrong problem for him, and there's a pause from Illuminar, probably just calming down for a second as Heartbeat rises when he sees such things.
They need to calm down there. That was a bit much. That truly caught them a little bit by surprise. Luckily, the save of the one and only comes through. You know, not so innocent, but can see, you can hear the frustration just by the fact they're switching their weapons as much. This is such a clear sign of like, I am so pissed, I am going to destroy everybody in my wake, be it my teammates or my opponents. And with good cause, Harn is quite mad about that. I mean, who wouldn't be? He just got literally, punked. 9-4. As Fate, at the very best, they can repeat the scoreline of Mirage for the half. At the very worst, they can really be in some problematic position, in a very shitty scenario position. Oh
no!
And then Veggie pulls that out.
Yeah, it's a classic. That's what you need.
So we aren't even surprised. This was Veggie, classic Veggie goes heaven, kills two. They know he's there. Who cares? He gets everybody. Definitely a bit of a surprise.
Absolutely.
But then, oh well, I am a little bit,
go ahead.
how to say this? I'm a little bit shell-shocked, really, that Illuminar, they had such a great start, and then they lose those 4 rounds, and now seemingly, they're back on the saddle once more, as if nothing ever happened.
Right, that's a very good point. No, that's a legit good point you have. I mean, they're an experienced group of players. Veggie and Snacks have previously in Virtus Pro, Reeds, Mouse, is Innocent for a long time in Kinguin, and this is a type of team which has individuals that stand out casually, especially Train. I mean, they win against Hard Legion, funny-wise, and the Malta Vibes. They win against Honoris as well, Homes from Home. Those are names. Those are decent names where you can win against. Those 4 rounds seem just like a little slip-up, as that one from Mouse as well, but Snacks again and again and again cannot be stopped a single second.
Indeed, he cannot, and as you say, their previous performances speak for themselves. Nikki at the lineup, and both players falling in the same moment, and as I said, Fate, their very best outcome would have been a 6-9 half. Instead, 11-4, another dominating show of hand, and
you know what it feels like for Snacks? Every time I watch Snacks pop in his first AWP, it feels for me like he got somehow an extra second to react.
Yeah, that he gets a moment that I mean, it sounds weird when you put it like that, but I kind of see where you're coming from, that he just has that ability to slow time, even if one could say so. Yeah, like that he gets it as accurately as he does. I'll keep an eye out. I'll definitely keep an eye out. Now that you've mentioned it, it kind of does.
I think you'll see it. Anyway, let's see if the USPSs do the job. As I say that.
Oh yeah.
There is at least a counter. You can't rule it out yet. You don't want to run too long into that USPS. Saying that, Snacks wants the big apple, as someone said previously, but Harn says, nah, no fruits today.
No fruits today. Funny thing is, Illuminar, again, they approach the pistol round very differently than what we used to seeing. They go in, again, one by one, challenging the angles by themselves. Unusual, but then again, it's something we tend to see from all players, from all teams, when they're either overconfident or desperate. There's really only 2 reasons for it. Either you're feeling like, I'm gonna pull it off and do it myself, or I need to do it myself because nobody else can. In any case, Fate, not sure if they realize they're up against Nico. They shouldn't yet, at least, but it's an easy route for them.
It should be. Well, the question is, are they going to bounce back that easily? Talking about it, Mark takes Snacks and reads with ease. He joins the crew, and that is a round to be done and done. Well, no big deal, I would say here, over. No big deal. The interesting part comes pretty much now. That's gonna be the vital part. Because remember what we saw yesterday of the wonderful site of Illuminar when they played against a fairly less experienced Wizards, right? And it looked very shaky at one point in that game.
Yeah, it's actually good that you bring it up. They won the half 8-7. They won the second pistol, but then got smashed hard. And at one point, Wizards, like they even took control or took the lead, didn't they? If I recall.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised at what's happening right now. Good job by Mara as he really isolates all the players, gets frags left, right, and center. Patrick is the man who then kills Innocent, and there it goes.
I guess that works out as well. A quick attempt of A doesn't really go as planned. Illuminar, 2 players through pop, a few players through main. They kind of put themselves in a difficult spot to begin with, 1 by 1 to start, and then everybody kind of trying to time it correctly. Some do, some don't, and in the end, even a scout finishes them, which is a sad sight, but nonetheless a sight. 11-7. 2 AKs, a hero AK and perhaps a desperation by either way. What the hell is that?
Oh, well, there you go.
Why would you step in front of the guy spraying it? Oh, come on. Now Illuminar are just playing the fools right now.
Maybe a little bit, but we're going to see if they're going to make that one work right with the AK of Reeds. The only man who has armor on himself. That is him falling fairly fast. Second try, goes for snacks. Definitely someone you don't really want to have for yourself in a 1v1, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, it's just frustrating to me to see such a weirdly out of tune, uncoordinated attempt by Illuminar. I mean, you've invested 2 AKs. The least you can do for those 2 AKs is not impede them in any way possible.
Terrorists win.
11-8.
11-8 to this, and this lineup here fairly interesting in the way of being, as Fate had hardly any success in the last few weeks. Didn't win a single map during CS Summit. Last at Malta Vibes. Seems like they can't keep up with such sort of competition at the moment, but they're doing good against the sides of Illuminar.
And I feel like we should mention the last time they played against each other, Fate did win on train specifically, 16-12. So, you know, this is Illuminar's bit of ring around the rosy even. They have the advantage, but they don't have the current... Seems like they don't have the confidence yet, at least. Because every time they engage, or at least for the most part when they did, they seemed a little bit lost. And let's see if that's going to be the same here for this 1B push itself. Blocker over the back lines to the wards. Oil loses the duel against a Mech 10. What is that madness? Good nade. A lot of damage. The angle here favoring Becky. And now even if he gets shut down, which he does not, he has done his duty. He has done his job as one would expect him to. And voila. Illuminar?
Not a lot yet. We're not on the same page with that, as it still is somewhat retrievable. Few low HP players, a good bunch actually, on the Polish side, which makes it a fairly bit easier for those rifles. And as I say, hard falls. And same goes for Mar and Nikki.
Veggie. How is Veggie alive with a Mech 10? He literally rushed towards connector, got 3 frags, got sprayed through the smoke, and he still finishes the job on Nikki. It's like, this guy is invulnerable. Somebody check for cheats for 1000 HP to be had or something, because that is madness. 12-8. I speak only truth, Vincent. You know this. Or sometimes I just jinx it.
Yeah,
so.
Maybe you do right now. We're gonna find out. Oh, there you go. There's a bit of a jinx happening. Fate. A very nice high advantage of Horn, getting themselves a man advantage very early on. We're just 25 seconds into the round, and they still made a lot of ground for themselves. is a fairly successful approach for them at the moment. A very, very separated Illuminar. Innocent moving around towards the B side. Where Snacks is in a very bad spot in that sense that even if Innocent finds the kill on the connector player and goes to B side, it will take an eternity for him to rotate. And that has also to be done fairly loud, as the connector players will most likely hear him in CT then. So, with 50 seconds left, there has to be a choice made by Illuminar. And saving the weapons, I think that ain't a choice.
Nah, there's no reason for them to save this. It's a 2-on-3. They should attempt it. And as you say, if Snacks wants to play this successfully Snacks, that Molly ain't doing any justice and losing more time, of course. Now, the one lucky thing that Illuminar have going for themselves is the fact that nobody's on B, so Innocent, he has a chance to plant the bomb unimpeded, which is obviously a great positive given the circumstance right now. Question is, how long does he keep on waiting? Yeah, this is really, really, really going down to the wire, and this will be a repeat of yesterday's round, if you recall, where I think it was a very similar thing happening. It was Morel's planting the bomb on the Wizard side, and Illuminar getting the frag on him, and then they just went for the defuse. And I mean, Snacks took too long to pass through Ivy, that's a guarantee, and Innocent took... Well, I'm not going to say Innocent took too long, but Innocent might have been able to pressure Snacks into moving faster if he had gone for the plant faster. And then maybe even then Snacks wouldn't have to challenge anybody because he could have been freely moving through backside CT. But that's all speculation, let's leave it at that. 12-9's Fate. Round is picked up yet again. They don't destroy the economy of Illuminar, but they don't do any justice to it.
So the lads still got a good chance up in the hands. I've hardly seen them push ramp so far over the B sides. Very, very patient team. Sneaking through Ivy is one job. And ouch. Nikki hates it. Patrick does for sure as well.
How... Well, yeah, I mean, it happens, sure. Okay, I guess that's how we're going to be doing this now. That's 13-9. Fate already saving. I mean, they don't really have much of a choice in the matter. And I guess we can highlight how the tables can quickly turn, how effectively Illuminar can overtake a certain position. I mean, it comes down to the aim duels, obviously. Fate just losing them straight up and having perhaps a bit of an unlucky timing with a few certain points where they were turned with their backs. But either way, it comes as a shell shock again with Fate being dropped down low and Harn being hunted hard. Playing hard to get doesn't unfortunately make you makes your survival, well, not any easier. Timeout going to be called, of course. Money is gone. See, the problem with them winning a round is their loss bonus is reset, and having no bank, having lost quite a few players in their 1 rounds, it's going to sting in the morning right now because it does feel like we're going to go on an eco. At least should be an eco here. If they want to have any chance of winning this series, an eco is a must.
It is. Well, I mean, that is going to be once more fairly interesting to see.
Okay, I don't want to be a Sith, so I'm not going to deal in an absolute. If they go with pistols and Kevlar, or even a Force, they can still win. I'm not going to say that it's impossible, but the best chances come from them taking an eco and actually having a buy next. Like a proper buy. And they both called for a timeout just now, I realized. I was like, for a second, like, a very long timeout Fate is taking. Then
Taking a lot of time with it, right? But
yeah.
you mentioned it. I mean, the eco... It would make a lot of sense, right? I mean, you can't buy down to 2K. I think that's everybody knows that. But other than that, fully investing into it, isn't it? And Hard goes for utility. Buys. Is it a USPS without silencer?
Those are P250s, and yeah, in the USB, the silencer was unscrewed on. Some people just like the ding of it, the sound of it, I guess. I don't know. Like, pow, pow, pow is a little bit better. It is less accurate, though. At least I believe it is less accurate.
I don't know. I think you're an absolute utter maniac to do that anyway, so.
Hey, man. You've seen M4A1Ss without silencer. That's,
yeah, but why would you do that as well?
That shit is creepy, man. That really freaks me out when I see it. It's like, wait, guys. What the hell are you thinking there? Yeah. Well, there's a tactical reason for it, but I guess we go into details later.
I don't know if there's a tactical reason for that, but anyway. Let's get back into our action, because the tactical reason for us is to talk about the game, and that is Walker falling down. Mouse is taking a good bit of action. Nikki could become a big problem if he hits all the shots mandatory. I'm really looking forward to what he has to bring to the table, as though it might not be even impactful. A site is under control, my dear Over.
Yes, it is, and Nikki, as impactful as you thought him to be, he is as useless as a... Yeah. You know what's the tactical approach of that M4A4 being removed on the silencer part?
Tell me, brother.
If you're holding a corner, let's say overpass, toilet,
yeah, I think I know what you want to say.
Yeah, it's the length of the barrel, man.
Yeah.
You know, the length of the tool helps. Sometimes too big ain't too good.
I don't know, man. Again.
Point in hand being that there can be instances where it can help, but for the most part, it's useless.
You don't do that. You simply don't do that.
Yeah.
As poor Snacks falls down, my God, this is a massacre.
What?
20 seconds we're in the round and everybody falls. Everybody's just approaching the site, and Blocker has his favorite tool. First frac, not granted.
Probably the most consecutive trades we've seen ever here. It goes 1 to Illuminar, 1 to Fate, 1 to Illuminar, 1 to Fate, and 1 more to Illuminar. They seem to be the goat in this place, and that buy round collapses as quickly as it came. Quickly it goes. Fate. Good luck, you'll need it, you'll need more than just that, you'll need the fate of the ancestors behind you, because right now...
We're waiting.
We are going to be on a timeout. Yes, they'll have to wait a moment longer. Shame, but fair enough. I'm just... are you even surprised the fact that Illuminar is... You know, they did lose a few, they even lose what, from the pistol round, so they lost 4 in a row from the pistol. And then it's like that snap back to reality again. It's like the 4 they lost on the T side, on their own CT side.
I know where you're going.
It's such a weird thing for me. I'm just... One would think then with the 4 rounds in a row that Fate would have enough of a shift of momentum, enough of a confidence boost that they would be able to contend and continue going, but nope. We're back to square one.
Yeah. And as you see right here, he takes Patrick down. It's a good start for the aggressors. Next up, it's Mar falling. That might be a very, very crumbling and a very, very dismantled. Yeah. Keota. 69 it is. Illuminar take the win and had further into nothing else than the wonderful and amazing next stage. Dramatic pauses have really increased over time. And talking about that, single elimination is going to hit us at that stage. We're going to see who also joins the single elimination stage in just a bit over, as we're going to see alternate.
Your favorite team, man. Alternate attacks gonna go up against Saw, the Portuguese, the ones that could actually present to be a huge problem for alternate attacks.
Right.
Honestly, Saw are probably the biggest dark horse in my mind, at least. But we'll go into that before we begin with the series in about 40 minutes time as we count down the clock. Zesta let you close it out.
Well, we're about to see the German team fight against the Portuguese. It's time to get revenge from those Germans to see if they can find success once more. It's about a playoff spot, so you shouldn't go anywhere. We'll just be back for you at around 3 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Get yourself a break, and we'll be right back.